Hi, my name's Daniel, Education Coordinator at Cape Jourimain Nature Centre, and this is the 6th and final video in a series about environmental technology at Cape Jourimain. These videos were created in collaboration with Renouvelables NB, EOS Eco-Energy, and through financial support from the Nouveau-Brunswick Environmental Trust Fund. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Cape Jourimain's Greywater system, which is used to break down and recycle most of the water that's used at the centre. This system is comprised of two main parts: the storage tanks and filtration system, which were supplied by Waterloo Biofilter Systems based in Guelph, Ontario, and the outdoor irrigation system, which was supplied by GeoFlow based in California. So right now I'm standing in behind the Cape Jourimain Interpretation Centre near our maintenance building, and buried under the lawn in front of me are some of the storage tanks used for the centre's greywater dispersal system. At Cape Jourimain, greywater is wastewater that comes from hand basins in the washrooms, the kitchen, and the janitor's closet. It also includes the compost tea produced in the toilet system, which I talk about in more detail in another video. Now, greywater typically has few pathogens and is cleaner than other types of wastewater, such as sewage or industrial waste. Some homes even have systems to collect greywater from sinks, showers, and laundry machines for non-potable uses, such as toilet flushing or watering plants. So the way that the system here works is that the greywater from sinks and other sources is gathered into these large underground storage tanks where it mixes and settles. You can see on the ground here these caps, which is what permits access to the tanks for maintenance. Due to the amount of greywater that may be produced, there are several tanks to ensure that there is sufficient space at peak times throughout the year. And so from these underground tanks, the greywater is pumped into the maintenance building, where there are additional vats that are used for filtration. So let's head over there and have a look. And just as we're walking, I'll note that there is one tank that's a bit different, and that's the one for the kitchen. Greywater coming from the Cape Jourimain restaurant requires additional treatment due to food and soap residue from the dishwater. The water is subject to additional biofiltration before it's mixed in with the rest. And it is also worth adding that consideration was given for especially hard to break down substances, such as fat from deep fryers, so these were specifically excluded from the restaurant's design. So I'm now in the maintenance building here, and we can see these large yellow vats. And so the water from the underground tanks passes through a few filters before coming into here. These vats have rotating sprayers at the top, which spreads the water around, and it then filters through a foam-like material, which helps to further purify it. At this point, the greywater is now clean enough to enter the final phase, which is dispersal. So let's head back outside and see where it actually goes. So we're approaching back to where we were, and you might be surprised by looking at it, but the dispersal system is actually hidden right in front of us. Throughout this vegetated area, there are flexible double-walled drip pipes with thousands of minute holes. These are laid on the surface in a bed of wood chips, which means that there is minimal disturbance to plants in their root systems during installation. A computerized monitoring system slowly drip feeds the greywater over this entire area so that it's slowly and evenly distributed and absorbed by the vegetation. And that's a look at Cape Jourimain's greywater recycling system. The entry pavilion has a similar setup, except it doesn't have a restaurant, so there's less filtration required. Well layered and fairly complex, this system has a significant impact by allowing the Nature Centre to recycle much of its water and reinvest it back into the local ecosystem. So thank you for watching this video. If you haven't checked out the others in this series about environmental technologies at Cape Jourimain, then please do so. You can find them on the Renouvelables NB website at renewablesnb.ca or on the Cape Jourimain website, www.capejourimain.ca.